Welcome everyone to another episode of the NerdHeadz podcast series, where we go behind the scenes and showcase some of our brilliant projects that we have done, and also introduce you to some of the brilliant minds behind the projects. Today, I'm thrilled to have Katerina Skumen, our Senior Project Manager and Executive Director at NerdHeadz, sharing the journey about the UG video application. Katerina, it's so nice to have you in studio. How are you feeling?
So actually, I'm excited because I'm proud of this project. I'm proud of being a part of the team. And I think it's the project that you can say it was a success. It is a success still. So happy to share.
Can you give me a little bit of insight into the founder or founders of the application and why they decided to go ahead and create it?
So the founder of the application, Jovial F, he has approached us with an idea to create a UGC, a user-generated content platform application. And he already had a design, pre-work, so homework. He approached us already with some ideas and some mock-ups that we actually materialized later in real life. And his main goal was to create a platform where businesses can find top creators that are making videos. It would be like short videos about the product, so they can record some advertisement, reviewing some, imagine like can be a phone, a lipstick, whatever it is. So we all know like the impact of social media and influencers nowadays. So I think it was a great idea and a great application to launch because it's definitely in demand, and there is definitely a place on the market that this application would fit. So yeah, as I said, so this is a UGC platform where from one side we have brands that make some products, and from another side we have creators, some talent in making videos, and not just videos, but also the advertisement of the product. So during the journey of creating a video, they could make like captions, notions, or they can make different video sizes. So it's a professional work, professional content creators. And our goal was to connect both. So that's what we were doing in the UG video app. I think we succeeded.
I definitely think so. For you personally, what made this project particularly exciting?
I think the combination of the challenges that we faced and the actual result, because we did face some challenges on the way during the project, but our team was very inspired, very collaborative, and I think that helped us to go through the project to achieve good results. We had a time difference between the team members, and the main developer was pretty far away from us. So I remember that before the launch, like before the day we had to hand over the application, she was staying very late just to make sure that everything is working as expected. So it was already on the, let's say, on this side when you know that you have to do it, no matter what time is it, no matter what challenges are. So we just had to do it. We had to deliver because we had committed that we will deliver it by day X, and we basically did that. Our first step was to understand the user flows and to understand the application. What is it behind? What is it about? So we spent some time together with the client to go through Figma to check how different user flows will work for each user type. And on the way there, we made some corrections and some changes because sometimes it's just not so obvious at the very first time when you're just seeing a screen or in Figma how it will look in real life. So we did some sessions with the client to understand the requirements, to understand the logic of the application, and then we started the development phase. So we were working in sprints. And we were communicating quite frequently with the client. We were having like a weekly project reviews calls with them, which also helped to get frequent feedback from him and to make some changes frequently if they were required. So like this, we were collaborating for almost 2.5 months until the project was over. And then this part was not already on our shoulders, but I know that the client also had some marketing activities. So when he launched the application, he started to invite content creators to join the platform. Some other part of the journey of the application started after the launch. So we had a pretty standard framework that we have established, and it works quite successfully on most of our projects. Obviously, each project is unique, and sometimes we need to make adjustments, but we have a core, a basement, and we use it almost everywhere. So first of all, we have some practices and some, let's say, rules when we have a project. So we try to be as close as possible to the client. Of course, if the client can spend time on the project, we try to be transparent in what we are doing with the client. So the client is informed on what is happening, if there are any challenges, if we are on track or not in terms of the budget and timeline. So close collaboration and transparency is crucial for having external communication with the client. From another side, we have established the framework to work on development process inside the company. So usually we start from the design phase, and after we've got the requirements from the client, after we know already what we are going to build, we do the design. And this is usually a very creative phase when we have some drafts, some ideas, when we involve a client to gather feedback, to make changes. So this is a very creative process, obviously. After the design is ready, we start the development, and we divide usually the development process into phases to eat the cake by pieces, right? So that we know that by the end of each sprint, we will have a working part of an application that we can demonstrate to the client, that the client can test themselves, and that they potentially can even launch and show to their target audience. So this is repeating, like all the sprints, they are repeating on either a weekly or bi-weekly frequency, and until the project is done. Obviously, during sprints, we have involved the whole team. So it's usually a project manager or a product manager, it's development, the developers, it's quality assurance engineers, and the designer. So the whole team is working to make the results. Once the project is ready, we are handing over to the client. One thing that we also value as a company, we commit to deliver a bug-free application, which means that if for some reason a client would find a bug, because it's very, very difficult to be perfect, we commit that we will fix these bugs for free for the client, so with no extra charge, because we do commit to the result. Honestly, having change requests and changes and some dynamic within the development of a product is part of our job, and we do understand that sometimes something can work, something cannot work, and sometimes we need to be flexible. So our team is usually very flexible in terms of changes, and we are open to all the changes that a client would bring. Obviously, sometimes we have to challenge these changes because we want to make sure that we are not just executors, but that we are also contributing to the product development and product growth. So for that, we want to apply our expertise to make sure that all the changes that are being done within development, they are for good. So
yes,
as long as it's for good, and obviously the client is the one who is deciding if it's for good or not, we are happy to implement all the changes. The challenge within this project was that we had to deliver the results within a certain time frame and the certain budget that we agreed upon with the client before we started to work on the project. So no matter how many challenges we have faced on the way, we had to be committed to when and what we will deliver to the client. So I think this was one of the core values that our company has, to be responsible for what we are doing, and especially in front of the client, and to make sure that the client can rely on us as their development partner. It helped a lot to combine our expertise in having developed applications similar to this, because at the end it's a marketplace and we have delivered very similar projects in the past. But at the same time, this project had some very specific and unique aspects that we have not done before. and specifically about uploading high quality videos so that they will be loading fast on the page without any lag, any delay, with a high resolution. So this was a challenge. And I think having experts within the team and combining it with the technologies that Bubble has provided, like all the plugins, all the Bubble's capacity, as a synergy helped us to achieve the result. And I think it worked pretty well.
What advice would you give to other startups that are considering no-code solutions for their projects?
I think it's very important to spend some time at the very beginning to understand why do you need the application and what exactly the application will be doing, which problems it will be solving. Because having this in mind, this will be in the product management, there is a term North Star. So this will be your North Star and you will know where to go. And when you know where to go, it's easier for you as a business owner, first of all, to assess the result of how you're progressing, and also to communicate to the teams, to the people that are helping you to go together right on the way of the development. And I think it's very important to be involved at the very beginning of the project. Put your expertise as a startup, as a business owner, like apply your knowledge to the potential technical solutions. And I think here where we are actually coming in help as an agency, that we are trying to understand the business needs, the business requirements, and propose the best technical solution for this. So I would say as an advice to the business owner, to the startups, not just to look for a developer, because to find a good developer, okay, it's difficult, but it's not a rocket science because there are good developers. But what is important is to try to find a reliable business partner in the face of the developers, because the journey can be long, and on the way to this journey, a lot of things can happen. And as long as you're having a reliable partner, a development partner, I think this journey can be a success.
Thank you, Katerina. Any last words that you would like to share?
I would probably like to thank the client and to the team that worked on the project to create the UG video app. Because not having a client, we would never have a project. And also it was very insightful to work with Jovial, to be honest. He's a big professional, and we also took a lot of expertise from him. So I really thank him for being our client. And I'm very thankful also for the team, for the passion, for the commitment, for the creativity that all of us applied to this project. I think it was remarkable. And I'm very proud of the result, because I think a very rewarding part at the end is just to go on the website to see the web application and to see that it's living its life, and you were a part of this. You were behind the success. So big thank to everyone who was involved in the project, to the client and to my team.